really met yet. Morning.
Afternoon.
Yes.
It's officially afternoon.
It is.
Hope you guys are doing fabulous.
For a Wednesday afternoon.
For a cloudy, cold Wednesday.
Yes.
I was just telling these girls, I was like, how's it go from 80 degrees yesterday to 50 degrees this morning? I'm not a happy camper.
Well, you know what happens? So there's an easterly wind that moves in.
I don't need the technical stuff. I just don't want it to be cold.
Actually, it's probably.
I'm moving to the Bahamas, y'all. It's supposed to be like 80 degrees year round in the Bahamas.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Or
Hawaii.
Ooh, like I think Hawaii would be nice.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico?
It's too expensive.
Costa Rica.
See, I want to live
Costa Rica,
somewhere.
for sure.
I want to live somewhere where I can go and sell my house and take the equity out of it and live like a rich man.
There you
Costa
go,
Rica.
Costa Rica.
Yep.
Let's go.
For sure.
Yeah. But you know, in certain countries, you guys, that they have to have people who sit, like if you were to go home to the States for a couple of weeks, you would have to have somebody come and sit on your property.
Hi, Jerry.
Hey, Grandma. Because if you didn't, someone else could come and claim it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yep.
It's
So
pretty cool.
squatters.
Yeah.
Well,
pretty much.
squatters, they're just allowed to take your property.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought that'd be interesting.
When I lived in Mississippi, our landlord, Mr. Bragg, he always said that whenever he decided that he was finally done work, the man was in his 70s, y'all, and he still was like working. And he said that when he was finally ready to retire, he was going to sell everything and go live in Costa Rica because $100,000 to them is like $1 million.
Yeah. I can't read at all. I can't even squinch.
Robin Smith Slicker.
Hi, Robin. I can't even squinch my eyes and see it. That's how bad my vision is nowadays. So come Monday, you guys, you will not be seeing this ugly TV behind me.
Did we find someone to take it, or did we just decide to garbage it?
It's going to have to be garbaged.
Oh,
I know.
So if anybody wants it, now would be the time.
It works
to
just
let
fine.
them know.
It's
It's just
heavy.
huge and heavy.
Yeah. But
Robin said, hello.
yeah, I'm tired of seeing it behind me. And we hope in the next month or so to be having a facelift on our office to suit us, to look like us, all cute and glam and pinkish
Instead of peach.
Yeah.
So we're looking for pink we're looking for pink accent chairs. If anybody knows, which I highly doubt anybody's going to have that.
Come on now, they might.
So maybe.
Although
like
I
if
did
you got
read
a
an article
teenager.
last night that said something about canvas type furniture. You can spray paint it.
Yeah,
Like, I watched a whole
but you can
video
paint
on
furniture.
painting
They have
furniture
fabric
before.
paint, but it makes it very, very stiff. It's not.
And it even when it wears in,
It's
it
still not.
still doesn't.
Mm-mm.
I had a random wing chair one time, and we tried to paint it just to see what would happen.
It just don't work.
And it wasn't that bad, but it
Wasn't that great?
wasn't that
either.
great.
Mm-mm.
No, looked like paint on a
Well, I wasted 5 minutes of my life watching that video.
that you'll never get back.
Never get it back.
So I hope y'all are having a wonderful week. I kind of enjoy the colder weather. Matter of fact, I've been sitting outside in my hammock chair all morning making phone calls, and they keep coming out there going, I don't know how you stand it.
It's
Because I'm a hot-blooded woman.
I guess so. Because I'm like, dadgum, I got on 3 jackets and I'm freezing.
That's because you ain't got enough insulation on your body.
Cat Whitcomb is
Hi,
what?
Kat.
Well, no, that ain't true because I got plenty of insulation.
I don't know. Your stuff stopped working, I guess. I don't know. It's on
Oh, yeah.
vacation.
It's on vacation.
Yeah. It's on strike.
Yeah. It ran away screaming.
I did see a little blurb this morning where there is a barbecue place in Atlanta, and the guy found out that the Hispanic eatery next door or close to him was about to go out of business, and so he stepped in to help him out.
Oh,
I love that.
that is really awesome.
I love to hear about others helping others.
And it is awesome because that's a competitor and
Yeah.
you still helped them out. And with all of these other small businesses that are being shut down, it makes me want to bawl.
I know, it does. It
And-
really saddens me.
And people just, they don't care.
No, it's kind of like what I was talking about last night. Oh, pickle juice in a jar.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
She'll be right back, y'all.
Hold on, y'all.
Give
She
her a
gets
minute.
phone calls.
She's important. She's our MVP, most valuable player. Actually, I would kind of qualify all three of us in different areas.
Yes, because
For different
this
things.
is, you cannot have a triangle with just two sides, right?
Right.
So without the three, our triangle don't work.
Nope.
You know, and you can't have a car without the motor and the transmission and gas.
Oh, I was thinking air conditioning.
It's, or heat. Or heated seats, which are my thing.
I love my heated seats.
Oh my gosh,
I love
right?
my air conditioned seats in
Oh.
the Expedition and Keith's truck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
David has
heated.
those too.
I get so mad. Sometimes he'll turn on that heated seat in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
My butt get hot and it makes me hot, and I'm like, "Grr."
No, it's
Kill
worse
you.
whenever they turn on the air conditioned seats the coldest day of the year, and your little tuchus literally turns into a piece of ice.
No, see, I will do the air conditioning with the heated seat on.
You're a weirdo.
Just that.
Okay, I
Because
will.
it makes your back feel so
I agree.
good. Oh
Yep.
my gosh, it makes your back.
Now, I will say the heated seat is nice if your back is bothering you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you know
Sure.
that now there are vehicles that have vibration and massage
I
in their
do.
driver
I
and
did
stuff?
hear
Oh
that.
my
I want
Okay.
hello.
We're going to drive to California
Mhm.
and test that out.
Yes, that's it.
Why?
The whole way. Because
Oh,
it's
the-
a
oh,
long way.
It's like, why are we going to California?
Because it's the furthest thing I can
Well,
think
you go
of.
to California right now. That whole state's shut down.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Like
That
forever.
is true.
Forever. For those of you guys that are watching us and you're living in California, I'm so sorry that you're literally shut down forever.
Well, I heard yesterday that it's on the East Coast. Give me a second. It's not New Hampshire. I don't know why I was thinking New Hampshire.
New England,
There's
Um,
Vermont.
no.
There's Massachusetts.
Connecticut,
Keep going.
There's Maine.
Pennsylvania.
It
Rhode
might be
Island.
Pennsylvania or Massachusetts. Anyway, one of those, their real
We named
estate
them all.
is completely shut down.
Wow.
Like you can't even, attorneys can't work. You can't close on one. You
Jeez.
can't do anything.
I think it's Pennsylvania you're talking about.
That's just retarded.
Yeah. The realtors in Pennsylvania have been shut down since the beginning of March.
Wow.
That's retarded. I think I'd move.
Well, okay. I understand that right now people may not want to be moving around for, the COVID reasons. The thing is, though, is that people move for all kind of reasons.
Yeah.
So what happens if you've just been transferred
Or divorced.
or because there's always situations that cause
No.
people to have to move. So what are they doing in those situations? I mean, you just SOL?
I guess so.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because, we got to all stay hibernating to take care of.
Yeah.
This
Did you
issue.
see that Georgia, since the reopening or some of the reopening, we're not doing near as bad as they speculated?
There is no state in the United States that has met any of the predicted numbers.
But they're using
The only
Georgia and
state-
Florida as kind of testing grounds.
Oh, yeah. But all of these states that are staying like absolutely locked down, closed up, those are the ones that are having the high performing numbers.
Hey, Paige.
Yeah, so how does that
yeah.
work?
Congratulations
Right?
on being
Go and
number
stay home a
one.
few more days.
I was actually just about to tell a story about your husband, Paige.
Uh-oh.
So he was out
Uh-oh.
showing
What's he been
he
doing?
had an expedition, right? He was out showing this little sweet lady, older lady, mature lady.
Okay, I like that one.
And
A silver fox.
Yeah, love it. Anyway, he was taking her out, showing her houses, and he had turned on the seat cooler for her to make her, because he is such a gentleman.
Yeah.
And a few minutes later, she says, honey, and I may get this wrong, so excuse me, but honey, I'm so sorry to say, but I think I've wet my britches. And I am so sorry.
I do understand what she means,
Right?
because it does feel icy cold.
All of a sudden, and if you don't know, you're thinking, oh, shoot, I just peed myself. He's like, no, ma'am, you didn't. I turned your seat cooler on
Oh,
for
that's
you.
hilarious.
So he is a hoot.
That's pretty funny.
We are rocking and rolling here
Yeah.
and making it happen.
Yep. We've got 2 closings in the next few days. Well, 2 closings in the next week.
Mhm.
Less than a week.
So
Yeah.
we are feeling very blessed. And as always, we would feel even more blessed if you called us and said, hey, I need your help. And we'd be like, yes, we will help you.
Yes,
So-
we will.
And you are now part of our family.
Whether you want to be or not.
That's kind of how it gets. You
They
get,
all want to be part of our. They think everybody thinks we're the coolest. I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, we're like the cool kids club. So
I've
we really
always
don't
been in
kick
the
nobody
cool kids
out
club.
unless you're ugly to anybody else. And then we're like, bye. We can't. God don't like ugly.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Nope. 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 And that's something else. Did you hear that there are people, they're now calling
Oh
them,
my God.
these people with bad manners are quarantine bad manners. They have bad manners from the quarantine.
I've heard of the COVIDiots.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, the COVIDiots.
Yes. Well, there seem to be a good many of them out there
Oh yeah, they're
No.
out. That's how the name came up. COVIDiots.
because they will go to places and they will be upset. Oh, is that a squirrel or a cat out there? Anyway, squirrel.
Literally.
They will be upset because something, say for instance, they go to a restaurant.
Mhm.
So the restaurant's trying to keep the 6 foot and be proactive in making sure that they keep things healthy.
Mhm.
So it may take them longer than normal. And these COVIDiots are being jerks about it.
Oh, listen, I had decided that society in general is such a huge disappointment. There are so many selfish people in this world. I did not realize, I thought the majority of the people that I knew were some of the least selfish people I've ever met, right? I try not to hang out with mean people. But even people I know, I'm like, how can you sit there and say that? Or how can you act like that?
Mhm.
It just amazes me the selfishness that has come out across the board with a lot of people during this quarantine.
Yeah.
And I understand, a lot of people are under a lot of stress.
But that does
But
not give you
you're-
an excuse to be a jerk.
being under stress brings out who you truly are. So if you wake up and you realize that you've been a jerk, you might want to take a good, hard, long look in the mirror.
Yep.
Just saying. I love y'all. I love you. Go ahead and take that big old look.
So, because like, for instance, I had heard of another one yesterday, and they were in the checkout line, and this woman was standing on one of those things that says, keep your distance 6
Right.
feet apart. The woman in front of her turned around and said, do you mind? Back up. And the other woman said, and I'm not going to say exactly what she said because she cursed at her and
Of
said,
course.
look, idiot, I'm standing on the stupid 6 foot. Mind your own effing business.
Ooh,
Really?
Snap.
Does that really need help? Do you handle that?
2 wrongs don't make a right.
No.
folks.
No. And if you come at somebody in an aggressive way, they're going to come back at you in an aggressive way.
Mhm.
Remember, all of us are dealing with stuff.
Yep.
Every one of us. You don't know that person may have just lost somebody to COVID. You don't know that person may be stuck in a house with someone who is abusive. So how about this? Why don't you pass a little love? Give a little love.
Oh, we should have had that song playing in the background.
What song?
Show a little love song.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember the name of it though.
That's not a bad idea. We need to have happy music.
I think the one that I'm thinking of in my head is actually a commercial. I don't think it's the same.
Oh, I thought it was a song from the 70s.
It is.
Oh, okay.
It
I
is.
think mine is a commercial. I ain't singing it.
I
right
know
now.
a little bit song.
Speaking of, did y'all get that commercial I sent to you?
Yes,
last night?
I saw. As soon as I saw like the preview of it, I was like, I know this commercial. I used to love watching it.
Okay, so there's this commercial at JCPenney's or Sears did one time.
Mhm.
It is the best commercial ever. So the funny thing is that we were getting ready for bed last night, and I said to Keith, I love your brain, Bob. And he goes, excuse me? And he said, what'd you call me? And I said, Bob. And he goes, who's Bob? And I'm like, Keith, it's from a commercial.
Poor Keith.
Yeah, he said, you would have flipped out if I'd have called you. I love you. I love your brain, Jackie.
Sheila,
whatever.
Jackie,
And
Marcia.
well, yeah, I probably would have. But this was in reference to something that was said on a commercial. So he had never seen this commercial. So I had to pull up the commercial so we could see the commercial.
And then she had to send it to us.
Oh, yeah. Because I just laughed. I had to watch the commercial 3 times so that Keith could see all the little puns in there that were just awesome. Because there's one that the lady looks at him and goes, I love your brain, the way your brain works, Bob, or something like that. And he goes, me too. So, and then there's one point
You're going to
where
have to post that.
I will, because this is the best freaking commercial I've ever found. So one point, there's these squirrels and they're all typing and cutting coupons and stuff.
Mhm.
And the main squirrel jumps up and he flips his desk and he goes,
That's the best part.
oh my God, it's so awesome. He goes, I'm tired of your tyranny, humans. Nut up my brothers. Oh my God. Oh my God. So, and one jumps on his face. And you got to see what he says when he's on his face. I'm not going to tell you. Okay. And he was like, I thought you guys were cool. It's the best freaking commercial ever. It will make you laugh, I promise. Especially if you're a coupon clipper.
That is true.
But you know that commercial did not run long. And I wonder if it was because of the undertones.
It probably offended somebody.
I'm sure. Especially when she took the 9-iron to his face.
Yeah.
And it's abusing a squirrel.
Yeah. Right. That was
it.
it. The National Coalition of Squirrel People called and said, no, that is discriminatory toward our squirrels and we will not have it. So take it down.
Best.
Take it down.
Whenever whenever we're not working, even whenever we're working, more often than not, we're sending each other text messages.
Yeah.
Really funny stuff.
You know, even when I did that, it's 11 o'clock last night.
When I was asleep. I was passed out by then.
Okay, Lynn, you got to send me this commercial. Girl, I am posting it on the comments when I'm done.
Great.
Okay? I promise this is going to make your day. And if it doesn't, stop watching us because you ain't going to like nothing we have to say.
No.
Nothing. So at 11 o'clock when I send it to you guys, Keith's like, what are you doing texting them at 11 o'clock? I said, they're still up.
Yeah, right?
They're still up.
Yeah.
He's like, you're crazy.
That's just what
I'm
we
like,
do.
that's my tribe.
Yeah, that's what we do. I mean, sometimes we'll just wake up the next morning and see text messages from each other at like 3 a.m. You got to watch this.
The only time when, like, there's times though, because you send out TikToks. And I'm like, I do not have time to get sucked up in the TikTok thing right now. So I will not be watching that right now because I cannot sit here for 4 hours on TikTok. And I will. I know that I will. Oh my God. Like it's
So, y'all, we need to have an intervention.
Oh, who are we interventing?
Keith.
Oh, David's there.
Oh, hey,
David.
what are we? Did he finally get on TikTok?
Honey, he has been on TikTok since that first day. And let me tell y'all, I get 10 to 15 TikTok videos a day from him. And then when he's home, he's watching TikTok.
Next time I see him pull up, we're going to shut that door and
No,
we need to have a talk. You need to sit down.
We'll start including him into our group text messages.
So, I mean, literally, I can tell when he's using the
Won't
bathroom.
have any fun.
When he's using the bathroom, I get like 5 in a row. So, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, because I send them like crazy to Dave and the kids too.
Oh, David.
I'm telling you.
Oh, just keep it up because you are about to be TikTok.
Yeah.
So I asked Keith last night, I said, so are you? I said, look, you have a problem. You are addicted.
Yes.
And I said,
TikTok Anonymous right here.
I said, if you send me a video you make, I swear to God, I'm going to lose my mind.
Have you checked out his page to make sure he hasn't?
He
He's not
said-
practicing.
He said, picture him on there. He would tell people they were stupid and he would be like really offensive.
Yeah, I'd have to like say that is not my husband.
Right? Like, I don't
Y'all.
know this guy. I don't know him.
He doesn't hold back, man.
No, he does not.
And the funny thing is people think he's joking.
Oh,
Hey! That was interesting face.
That was not good.
Like last night, I was like, don't you dare screenshot this one. So, because yesterday she was doing, what were you doing?
I was downloading last week's video, last week's dinner video.
Oh, when she was like,
And yeah, and it literally looks
Like
like
a softball coach.
somehow I had screenshotted her into her kitchen. It
was like a
at
Zoom
all,
room.
But it looked like
I
it.
really did not, but it just looked like it. And her face looked like she's about to climb all over someone's butt for not catching the ball or not hitting the ball or not pitching the ball.
Because I had my ball cap on.
Yeah.
she looked like she green screened her and put her kitchen behind.
Yeah,
She was kind of coming in
it was
sideways.
nuts.
All right, you got to post that too.
You kind of have to now.
Now
Did
we've
you get rid
talked
of it?
about
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
You're gonna have
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
It's kind of
It's
funny.
funny.
Yeah, it is kind of
Her face says it
She's
all.
over there, and I thought she was talking about something else, and she's like, man, I don't want to get rid of this, but this is funny.
like,
I really don't want to.
I don't know if I
could
should
change
post
it.
this, but
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
could
it's
change
pretty
this,
funny.
but I really don't want to because it's quite funny. I thought she was talking about a house, a video of a house,
Right?
or
Something.
someone else's, and I'm like, what is she? Finally, I get up and I'm like, whoa, what is that? That is awful. Please don't put that up. That is horrible.
That's okay.
But
On the YouTube,
Oh,
on the
God.
YouTube,
That is so funny.
I have to take pictures before to let me go live. So I'm always sticking my tongue out or making some kind of like stupid face, and I'm always like, one day I'm gonna forget to fix that before I go live, and it's gonna be locked in there forever for everyone to see.
yeah. Oh, that's the funniest thing is I think these people who think when you do Snapchat or any of those that it goes away.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Anything you do on the internet can be found again,
Yep.
whether you get rid of it or not.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, like even like okay, if you have an Apple phone, I don't know how many people know this. If you have an Apple phone, if you delete your text messages, you can recover every single text message from the very beginning. If you delete your voicemails, you can recover your voicemails all the way back from the very beginning. Learn that from Rachel Hollis. Hers
How
is a
do
sad
I
story because she had to
need
go back and find something that was kind of
Yeah.
sad.
I need
But
to
yeah.
Really?
you about
Voicemail?
that.
You can
Yeah.
recover your
I need to know
voicemails
how to do
all
that.
the way
Only
back
on
from the very
Apple?
beginning. Yeah, only on Apple.
Oh,
Okay.
dang it.
Well, I do know that's true because I text a lot, so what stays in there, that I can view is not necessarily there.
No, but I mean, like, even if you
So-
delete it, you can still recover every single text message you've ever made.
Yeah, because I lost the ones between me and Amy. So, but I can go to her contact, go to text her, and it'll bring up our
All
old
of
text
them.
messages.
Yeah.
See, when my father was in the hospital, my assistant at the time, I had told her to clean out my voicemail because it was full from everybody calling. She cleaned out the one for my dad.
Oh.
And so I really wish I had that one back. But I'm that weirdo that I have voicemails from my husband, those that I really love, that if something should ever happen to them, I still got their voicemails.
Well, see, I think I've got one somewhere of my mom singing Happy Birthday.
Oh, that would be so great.
That's why I'm like, oh, wow, if I could recover that.
That would be so cool. I'll tell you another cool thing. You ever have those instances where something happens and you almost feel like it's someone who's passed saying hello?
Oh, all the time.
So it was my birthday. And I was going through some stuff and I found a birthday card from my dad on my 13th birthday where he gave me a horse.
Yeah.
And I felt like, because every year for my birthday, my dad would send me a dozen roses or send me something. And so I kind of felt like that was his way of saying happy birthday.
That's nice.
I
Yeah.
totally believe that.
Like I just picked up a bunch of, I had taken a bunch of those disposable cameras to Walgreens and had
Oh
them
my
developed.
gosh, I've got to do that too. I just found a bunch
I've
of
had
them.
these forever.
That's the
and-
way these are.
I took them right before COVID started, so I hadn't been able to pick them up until this week.
Mhm.
Well, y'all, my mom passed last week, and when I picked them up, they were all pictures of Savannah, my mom.
That's cool.
And I felt
That
like it
is
was a little present
sweet.
from my mom.
See, I found like 4 or 5 of the disposable cameras in some of my mom's stuff. So that's funny because when I was in CVS 2 days ago, I was like, y'all still like develop film? I mean, like, where do you even
They
get
sent it off.
That's what she said. And I'm like, oh, cool, because I didn't even know anybody still did that.
Oh, and
so,
it's expensive.
is it?
Yeah.
Ooh. And I don't know if anything's on here, and it's
Well-
going through heat and cold.
well, the
and
thing-
heat
mine
and
was
cold
too.
and
So they come out really dark.
10 years old.
But the nice thing is if I can get, because they come with a little,
The disc.
yeah. So if you
Yeah.
give me the disc,
You
I can go in and lighten them and do
some
everything.
stuff to
So
them. Okay.
I'm so excited. That was
Yeah,
a really,
I
really
really-
neat little treat.
I've got a bag of 5 or 6 that I've had floating around for years and years, and then I found these other ones. So I'm like, maybe it's time to do something.
Well, one of
about
these was from her second birthday.
Wow.
I know. 16 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
That's pretty cool. That
Yeah.
was
So
very
you guys
cool.
get those turned in if you have them, because the longer you have them, the less they'll start to degrade in quality.
Yeah. See, I know for a fact that some of these have ridden around in my car.
Yeah, mine were
How hot
too.
it is gets here.
Girl, mine were
and-
too.
So
Hey, also, you guys, I'm looking for someone. I have a VHS tape, VCR tape, that it had family memories on it, but the tape broke.
Oh, wow.
So I haven't gotten rid of it, but I would really like to find someone who can fix it and put it to DVD or CD or
There's
whatever.
websites out there that you just send the VHS in and they will burn it.
I'm terrified to sit, but they don't ever say they'll fix. It's more of a, we'll take your VHS and burn them, but it's not a, hey, we'll fix it too.
And,
Oh.
Yeah.
Scott.
Okay. So if anybody else has ever had that problem, let me know, and if you know how to fix it. So have I run my mouth? Woohoo! It's 12:30. I've run my mouth enough.
Mhm. Except we started a few minutes late. So.
Okay. So
Keep going.
Well, the last thing I do want to bring up, it is something real estate related. I read an article that, and it's kind of being shoved down our throats since we're real estate agents. The government and Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, all of the basically government-backed mortgage holders, they have decided to change up the forbearance rules. If you do go into forbearance, then you do not have to wait the full year or 2 years after you pay off the forbearance in order to get another loan.
oh, good.
They have changed it to where as long as you are making payments on your forbearance amount and you do it consecutively for 3 months, you can buy another
Qualify.
house. Yeah, you can qualify for another mortgage. So I just want to put that out
So
there
that's
for any
huge.
of you guys
Yeah.
that did end up going through having to get a forbearance. We're not knocking you. We understand everyone's got to do what they got to do.
You got to
But-
do what you got to do.
There have been some changes, and they have become a little bit more lax on what they're going to do after the end of all of this.
And all
I like that because at first they weren't telling people anything. I mean, they weren't even, and then all of a sudden the punishment started coming out, oh, well, you're not going to be able to buy anything for a year. Are you
Yeah.
kidding? Why did you, they
Why
could have
did
told
they-
us that.
Right.
So now I think I'm glad that they're kind of backing off
Yeah.
of that because.
And there are a couple of banks out there. Don't hold me to it. I want to say that.
Wells Fargo.
Is it Wells Fargo and Bank of America? They're actually allowing you to wrap the forbearance amount into the end of your mortgage, or you do not have to pay that forbearance amount back until you sell the home.
Yeah.
So
then-
there's a bunch of different options that are coming out right now.
I did hear
That's
Wells
good.
Fargo's, like someone was working Wells Fargo. And Wells Fargo said, okay, we'll give you 3 months. Call us at the end of 3 months and let's go from there. But we'll take those 3 months that you can't pay and put them on the end of the mortgage.
Yeah.
So I thought that is, at least these banks and mortgage companies are
Trying to
thinking.
work with people.
Yeah, because in 2008, they didn't. They didn't want to work with anybody. And nobody was on the same page. And it was just a absolute nightmare.
Mess. Yeah.
Now, I hate to end on a bad note, but I do think we should tell people this. And I think by not telling people this, we're doing you an injustice, is that I do see there are going to be a lot of foreclosures. There's going to be a lot of short sales. I really think that this time next year. So
Don't let your house go into foreclosure.
please don't. Please,
Call
please
us.
don't.
Well, okay.
Also-
Before that.
Call us and we'll let you know kind of what your house is worth, what's going on in your area. It doesn't cost you guys anything at all.
Right.
And it helps us because constantly us knowing the numbers and even in different areas always is a good thing for us. That's smart. We do this stuff, but it's just market research and that helps us too. So if you guys ever need anything, guys, we're here. We don't charge to help you. That's not what we're here for. We're here to help you guys. We really, really honestly want to help you. I know that sounds cheesy and it sounds like it's got strings attached, but it don't.
There's
The only string attached is that we ask.
You got to deal with us.
I do have a string attached.
You guys are stuck with us.
You got to deal with us.
So the only string attached that I have is that if you know anybody looking to buy or sell, you may think, hey, these girls are really nice to help me out. Give them a call. You know? So other than that, I'm going to post that commercial.
Yes.
So,
that's funny.
And if y'all have favorite commercials,
And the
I want to
picture.
see them.
And she's going to post
I
the
gotta
picture.
find
Oh,
the
yeah,
picture
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'll send it.
So commercial picture, and then if y'all have some funny commercials, make sure that you put them there. That would be awesome. So have a fabulous Wednesday. I'm off to see a house.
Yes, she is.
Woohoo.
Adios.
Adios.
Bye, guys.
Pynk.
I'll see you guys on Friday. They will not.
No.
It'll be me.
Yes.
Which means I guess I'm going to be doing it from the house.
We may pop in if we can. You can add us.
I can't though because y'all will be starting your closing at the time that I get on here.
Well, if we're not, we'll
Yeah.
pop on real quick.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
We'll see y'all. We'll figure it out.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Thank. I got a commercial, an old commercial.
Oh, good.
that y'all are gonna love.
Oh, good.
Love it.